Hi everyone, Messy Coder back again with another UnitZ BattleGrounds tutorial. This time we're playing about with adding some weapons from the Synty Studios Polygon War pack, this pistol to be precise. We're going to do first person mode, bang, bang, and we're also going to do third person mode. Oh, headshot! He got taken down. Oh, guys and gals, sit back and I'll see you all in a second. Oh, that was awesome. I have one inside UnitZ here with UnitZ BattleGrounds. This is the next part of my messy BattleGrounds tutorial. We're going to be adding in some weapons. It's going to be a very messy way of doing it. We're just going to use the existing animations that you get inside UnitZ to add in our own Polygon War weapons from the Synty Studios Polygon War pack. So let's pop into our little scene. That exit button doesn't actually do anything. That's fun. Let's pop over to our scene that we made before, character setup. I love this scene because I can just use it for dragging in prefabs and setting them all up. So we go to Polygon War, going to go to prefabs, weapons. I'm going to drag in 3 copies of this American pistol. Going to have one for our pickup, one for our equipment third person, and one for the FPS mode. And if we pop over to UnitZ, go to prefabs, we go to items, drop down here to M for my pistol, and you see he's got 3 versions here, and these are nice templates that it's out for us to play with. I'm going to drag in the My Pistol FPS, which is actually the trickiest one out of all of them. It's the trickiest one to do. I'm going to show you here that it's got the animation controller, FPS animation, and these animations are sitting on this model here. That's the one we're going to play about with. It's got an audio source, and you see here this FPS weapon equipment script. This is where you can play about with all the settings and the values. You can change the ammo, the damage, the muzzle, the sound effects, you name it. You can play about with it here. And it's even got this little crosshair script here down at the bottom. Now the important part is we go over to this dummy right arm. We keep going until we find, here we go, I'm a gun, replace me. Here it is. And actually what we're going to do, what I'm going to do, you don't have to do the same thing. I'm going to drop my gun inside here and use this as its container. And even though it says replace me, I'm going to do mine slightly different. So let's drag that in here. And I'm going to position my pistol. Here we go. I'm just going to change my view. Oops. Lovely, I like that. Going to change the view here slightly. Perfect. And even though it's slightly smaller, I'm happy with that. That's good enough for me. Brilliant. And when I'm happy, I'm just going to hide all of these elements, and now I've got my pistol in my hand. Bang, 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 bang. Brilliant. Fantastic. I'm going to change this. I'm going to call this one pistol. And I'm going to change the name of this and call this my poly pistol underscore FPS. Brilliant. And that is my gun. Now if that was it. That literally was it. That's all I needed to do for that, because I don't want to play about too much. I'm going to create here a folder, create folder. I'm going to call it my poly pistol. Brilliant. I'm going to open him up and I'm going to drag in my poly pistol. Now I've got my prefab. This is my prefab. It belongs to me. I love him. And if I wanted now to go to this animation here, and we'll see the shoot gun, I can actually just drag in my gun here and see how it would look. If I wanted to see the reload animation rather, and I click play, you can see how it doesn't actually do much. It's not really fancy at all, it's just pretending that he's got components coming out. Now this gun that we get from Synty Studios does have all of the components inside it that we could animate them. You've got a magazine, you've got this bit here that goes boom, boom, chick, chick, as you're shooting, and you've even got the trigger that you can animate and rotate this trigger, pop, 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 if you want it. So everything is for you, everything is made for you in this gun, but you're going to need to make your own animations if you want to do that, and I'm not doing that right now. So there you go. That's our FPS poly pistol. Now we go over and we go back into the my pistol, and we're going to see his equip. This is a third person. So while this one says FPS, this one could say TPS if you wanted, but because he also gets equipped on his body, they've put it here as equip. but just so it makes it easy for you to understand that FPS means first person and equip is what you're using on the third person. Now you see here it's got this item weapon script and an audio source. That's all this thing has got on it. So let's hide this. We don't need you anymore. Let's zoom in on this fellow. Oh, it's between this man's legs. Let's hide the farmer. So we don't need him anymore. And we'll see that, what's the size difference? Let's hide one of these pistols because I only need one. Our pistol is considerably smaller than his one. That's not fantastic. So let's make that bigger. 1.3, oh, not 11. 1.35, 1.35, 1.35. How's that? That's actually not too bad. That is not too bad at all. Yeah, that's a good size. That is a good size. But you see the pivot is in the wrong place. So I'm just going to make it empty. I'm going to call this one my poly pistol underscore equip. I'm going to position him all the zeros. And here's all the zeros. Beautiful. They're both in the same place and the pivot's in the same place. And now I'm just going to drag in my American pistol. And now his position is local to this one. So when I raise him up, touch, that's better. See, it's different. My pivot's in a different place. And that way, when it's held in his hand, it'll be from this point. And that makes it a little bit easier to manage. It's one of those tricks inside Unity. If you want to change the pivot point on a game object and you don't have access to the actual original model, to change it in the modeling software. So this is a nice little trick. No, nice little trick way of doing it. And if I now go to Window, UnitZ, Component, Item, and this is going to be the equip. So we click on Item Equip, and like magic, the script has appeared on it. And now I can change this to be secondary. I can say auto toggle, auto equipped. If it wants to give armor, it could be a magic gun that makes people have increased armor or even increased inventory. But what I'm going to do, I'm lazy. I'm just going to come over here, copy this component, pop over to my one, and paste in its values. There we go. That was easy enough, wasn't it? And now I'm just going to go back into my folder for my poly pistol and drag him in. There we go. Now I've got a third person and a first person pistol done. Brilliant. So now I can just hide you. Don't need you anymore. Tell you what, I'm just going to delete you because I don't need you anymore. Brilliant. Now we've got one left. One left, it's the drop. The drop is the easiest of all of them. Actually, I would say that the equipped is the easiest of all of them because the drop's got a collider on there. Why has it got a collider? So you can pick it up, obviously. So let's drop that in and you can see this box collider on there. It's got this item data script. So you can do exactly the same thing. Let's put this one back on. What's the size? Again, it's the small size. So let's go 1.35, 1.35, 1.35. And I'm just going to position this in the same place. I'm going to make an empty object. I'm going to call this one my poly pistol underscore drop. And now I'm going to put this pistol in there. Brilliant. And I'm going to go here to Window, UnitZ, Component, Item, Drop View. Here it is, Item Data Script that's put in. And now we can set this image sprite. I'm going to choose this Magnum, item name. I'm going to call this name American World War II pistol. I'm going to call this American pistol from World War II. No, it's a bit different. Price 500. Can't stack them. Unique item. Hide on use. And now I'm going to drag in, not his ones, but my one. I'm going to drag in the equip. I'm going to drag in the FPS here. I'm going to have a sound for the pickup. It's going to be an engine noise because that's freaky. I'm going to give it a name, UnitZ 101, an item ID. And actually, if I go to my equipped here, did we have a... No, we didn't. Did we have one for the FPS? We did. UnitZ 101. There we go. And now I can make a prefab of my drop. Brilliant. So now I've got three. I've got a drop, equip, and my FPS. What's the difference between mine and his? The box collider. There we go, we're missing our box collider. One thing you could do, just make yourself a quick box collider. I'm just going to grab his, copy this component, go over to mine, and paste in this as a new component. And I'm going to change my tag to be item. Now I would have thought it would have done it automatically when I applied that script onto it, but it didn't. So I need to change my tag to be item. Click apply. Let's just compare his to ours. And it's pretty much bang on. Oh, the positioning is a little bit different. Oh, our box. Okay, look at that. Yeah, our positioning is a little bit different, say the least. So you could just, let's just change the positioning of our box if we wanted. Oopsie. There you go. Fantastic. Brilliant. There you go. There's our poly pistol. Click apply. You would think that's it. Job done. Not entirely. Not entirely. We need to go over here to item manager. And we scroll down here. We can see that it ends up bunker drop. I'm going to drag in my drop. I don't need to drag in anything else. I click add item. And if I scroll down here, now you can see poly pistol drops appeared. If I click edit, you can see the image that we selected, our name, our description, the price, all of the values that we set over here in the drop. And you can also even configure these FPS settings and also the third person shooter settings. When you're ready, click save and close. So you can actually go into any of these and edit them from here. Use the item manager instead of going into these scripts individually mucking about. That's what it's there for. Alright, let's save this scene. We'll pop over to the UnitZ scenes. So we'll go into the sandbox because now we want to test it out. And here's an item spawner. Let's find a small one. What about this one here? Brilliant. This one here's got a grenade on it. So let's just be cheeky and I'll duplicate him and I'll move him over here. Brilliant. To this space, we'll go into our my poly pistol and I'll just put my drop here instead of that grenade drop. Click save. That's it. That's all I had to do. Now pop back into UnitZ, main menu, going to click play, go to create game, make sure that sandbox, yeah, Normandy landings, click sandbox, going to go in, start my match, and let's wait for our, oh, naughty man, there's our pistol, press F to pick up American World War II pistol, and he's got him in his hands. What is that man up to? I've got no idea. Let's try shooting him, bang. Oh, 2 shots. Wonderful. Let's reload. Oh, we need some ammo if we're going to reload. That's not the right ammo. Is that the right? Yeah, that's the right ammo. So let's blast a couple more off. Reload. It looks like, you know, you can pretend that he's reloading because it's below. You can't see that the magazine hasn't come out. And if we now go into third person view, don't worry. UnitZ's got these weird jerkiness, these animations, the controller in UnitZ, the more I play with it in UnitZ BattleGrounds, the less I like it. It's very basic. And look at this, it's always offset a little bit to the right. The aim is appalling. That's not you, you haven't broken anything. That's what he's like with all of his weapons. But there you go, that's using existing animations. Brilliant. That was it. That was adding in our own weapon from the Polygon War pack into UnitZ BattleGrounds. Couldn't have been simpler. Couldn't have been more easy if you'd dreamt it. Well, that's it for this tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed it. Try to keep it nice and quick. I had the kids screaming downstairs. If you do like these videos and you want to see more, click on that big juicy red subscribe button. That's down below. Don't forget to pop over on Twitch at allthews.twitch.tv/themessycoder and click on follow there, and you can catch me Fridays and Saturdays doing live dev tutorials, playing games, doing live dev interviews, and generally we have a great time. And if you are a subscriber on Twitch, you do get access on Discord to download the code that I write for my tutorials. You can't download other people's stuff for free, but you can download the stuff that I make for free if you are a Twitch subscriber. So don't forget to link your Discord with your Twitch. The link to Discord is in the description down below. So guys and gals, I hope you enjoy this. I'll see you next time. If you do like it, click it.
Daddy, can
on
you
YouTube
stop
as well.
talking?
Can you stop talking? Can I stop talking?
Yeah.
Okay, but you have to say goodbye.
Goodbye. Can I get down?
If you want to see more of my crazy videos, click on the left side of your screen now. And down below, there's that big juicy subscribe button, and right next to it is the magic bell that if you click it, it will tell you if I've got a new video coming out. Till next time.